How's it going, guys? My name's Ty. I want to quickly make a video on what I think are the 8 best lifts you guys should be doing from as a beginner, intermediate, to somebody who's been working out in the gym for 20, 30, 40 years. So I'm going to try to break it up into movement patterns so it makes sense. So what do I mean? I'm talking about, sorry, let me fix the camera. It's being weird. Should be fine. Alright, whatever, screw it. So, basic movement patterns that you have are a horizontal press, so that's like a bench press, right, which is one of them. So horizontal press, where you're pressing in this motion. Then you also have a vertical press, which would be like this, up, overhead, something like that. So that covers it for the main presses, but there's a third one I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to save it for later. You have a horizontal pull, so that's like some type of a row, maybe some type of row machine, or like a bent over row with like a barbell like this. Get up real fast, be like this. Pulling horizontally. And what do we have left? We have a vertical pull, like a pull-up, lat pull down, so you're pulling down to your chest vertically. So those are 4, and then you also have a hinge and a squat. So if you don't know what the hinge is, I'll show you that, right? So basically, deadlift type of thing. I'm trying to back up. I don't know, I can't, it's awkward. Basically, think of like deadlift, where you're sending your butt back and picking something up. Then you also have a squat, like a back squat. If you can't see clearly here, I'm sure there's plenty of videos where you can find, but this type of movement, so that's 6. So far, horizontal press, horizontal pull, hinge, squat, and I mentioned there's 8. I think these also have some really good benefits for your, not just your strength and hypertrophy of your muscles, but also mobility. So that's some version of a single leg exercise. So I think a lunge is pretty good, where, screw it, I'm gonna get up again. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I don't know, camera's in a weird spot, but just some type of a lunge where you can get one leg forward and the other leg back, and even get a bit of a stretch on like the hip flexor, knee over the toe, that type of thing. I think that has a ton of benefit. Or like a Bulgarian split squat. If you guys can't see it, I would just recommend just looking up a video on what those are, but I'm sure you guys know. And the other one, which I can kind of show, would be like a dip. I think that has a ton of benefit. It's kind of somewhere in the middle of like a horizontal press and a vertical press based on the position of your body. Like, so you're on the dip bars, you're going down and up. A lot of good work for the chest, shoulders, triceps. Again, assuming you're going down and you can, as far as you can, and you can handle it comfortably without it causing any type of like impingement or shoulder pain, it can also be a great way to develop some mobility as well. So 8 exercises I think that everybody should try to include in their strength training, no matter where you are, to some level, is going to be the bench press. Alternatives to that would be dumbbell pressing, push-ups, and even some incline variation I think is smart too. So, the bench is like not flat, but, angled slightly up just a little bit. So there's that. Okay, I also mentioned a vertical press. So that is going to be an overhead press where you're standing with the barbell and you push it up over your head. Alternatives to that, you can also do that with dumbbells. If you're feeling strong, you can try to create a bit of a deficit with something like plates or blocks or something and do a handstand push-up, but that's pretty hard. But, you know, if you're strong enough, do it. And then horizontal pull, so barbell row, dumbbell row. If you have rings, you can prop your feet up on something, you can lay back and row your body. Vertical pull, easiest, most simplest basic exercise. Pull up, you know, change up the grips. You have neutral grip, pronated, supinated. If you're not strong enough, you know, you can most likely you're going to have to lose some weight if you can't do it, but, you know, lat pull down, stuff like that. So the hinge, so again, deadlift, RDLs. Another good one that works hip extension would be, if your gym has it, is the hip thrust machine, or you can put a barbell on your hips and lay your chest on a bench and do it that way. And then the squats, back squat, front squats. I'm not a fan of like goblet squats and stuff just because you can't really take it as far as you can with like a barbell. But back squat, front squat, I think are great. Maybe an overhead squat, but you're not going to really be doing that unless you're like an Olympic lifter or something like that. And then lunge / just any single leg exercise I think is really good, particularly for the glutes and hamstrings. So again, Bulgarian split squat, lunge, and then you have a dip, which a lot of gyms have a machine where you can also do that if you can't do your own body weight. Yeah, so those are pretty much the exercises in some variation that you can include in your strength training from start to finish. Tons of opportunity to progress. Regressions if you're not strong enough. Works a ton of muscle groups. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they just definitely have, I think, gotten me stronger and gotten me to more where I wanted to be physically. So yeah, that's what I think. I don't know if I have much more else to share. If I have any other exercises I think of that could be good, I'll be sure to share them with you. But also, the last thing is, based on the variations that I provided, you know, between like, I don't know, the deadlift, pull-up, bench, handstand, push-up, it also is going to train relative strength, like your body weight, and then your absolute strength, like how much you can really deadlift. So if you work on those, you'll develop a good balance of strength overall. So yeah. Anyways, guys, those are the exercises I think are very beneficial, and yeah, I don't know, I also think there's fun too. So yeah. Anyways, that's all I really have. Do isolation exercises in your training, but save those for the end. That's all I got. I will see you guys when I make my next video. Thanks for watching.